we were talking about, football is all about winning and scoring goals. Kenya is doing so. We won one game, we've drawn one.
It is, as you say, before you realize, football will actually take you places if you score goals, and Kenya is scoring, and I clearly agree with you on that. But and again, look at the way we are scoring our goal. You find a team that can actually understand our pattern and lock us out. It will be so difficult for us to score. For instance, a game of yesterday, if not penalty, okay, if not Austin or Diambo, we wouldn't have scored necessarily, simply because the only player who had that courage actually to carry that ball to 6-yard box, to the penalty area, and looking for those kind of chances, because once you're in that particular protected area, any touch on a play of his magnitude, he goes down and he gives a team a penalty, which is of an advantage. So we're looking at this particular team of us. How many players are like Austin Odhiambo? I look at how Ben McCarthy is fielding this player. There has been a lot of defensive mentality. Even how he's doing his substitute, he's actually withdrawing player who can carry the ball up front and introducing defenders. So all along, for the 2 matches we have played, our thinking capability has always been protecting our goal. So as if we don't get goals, we can come out of that particular game with a draw. But remember where we are heading to. Even if we qualify to quarter-final, it will all be decided by winning, regardless of how you play. You draw, you go into penalties. So it's all about going out and getting goals. Our midfield has been dead. That one we need to agree. And I think it has been dead simply because on how we are fielding our midfield. Our first match, we fielded number 9 into midfield. How do you expect a number 9 to be carrying balls and supplying it to another number 9 and a number 9? We had like 3 number 9s in that particular team. Ogam, a number 9, we had Masood Juma, and at the same time Sakwa also was playing up front. So as to say, if you actually clog that midfield player who literally think about getting balls, not necessarily looking for balls and supplying, you are killing that midfield. Because in midfield, you need to get a player who thinks of falling back, either to offer the defensive services that are required or collecting those balls from the defender and supplying it to the striker. But at any given time when Austin Odhiambo gets that ball and looks around, and you can literally see even him getting frustrated. Anytime he gets a ball and looks around, even Hidami, and try to look around where to put that cross, no one is up front. At a time he rotates with that ball and try to backpedal. And backpedaling, what does it mean? You are inviting pressure to your team. So we need to look around our philosophy. I would like to see teams that have lost and later on woken up and pick some 3-point, and they have displayed good football simply because of going and learning from their mistake, and they are totally coming in with a totally different lineup. A good example is what we have just from watching Uganda versus
Zedo, you see,
Guinea.
at the end of the day, they say, if they can't score, we can't lose.
But Robbie, I don't want us to be too hard on
The boys have performed.
Analysis, because we played, Arabic has played almost 70 minutes.
With 10 men.
With 10 men, I mean 70 minutes. And they played some of their best football within those 70 minutes.
Actually, they outdid themselves, and look where they've been coming from. You know, their preseason was not that good. Actually, I feel like maybe the first 2 matches have been like their preseason. Maybe the real test will be against Morocco. That's when maybe we can start judging this team. Is it able to progress deep into this tournament, or just they are just flirting to deceive?
Jamaa wa Zandani.
Steve, what happens if we lose to Morocco and beat Zambia?
We'll come to the table. We'll come to the table and then do that mathematics. Jamaa wa Zandani. Tupe Zandani.
First, before I give them, I read some of the reactions.
Kabla utupe Zandani.
Kabla niwape Zandani ninazozipokea. I would say that I would agree with Hassan that there are 2 games, DR Congo, and yesterday the game that Angola played Angola. I think yesterday's game, everyone expected Angola would do good. And when Kenya was received a red card, or rather got a red card, most of the people felt like now the game was like over. But for 70 minutes, the boys tried, and I could realize also the formation changed a bit. And the fact that they were playing 4-4-2, I think they still maintained the 4-4, but wakabakisha the Austin. And when Austin was withdrawn, I think that's when Ilikani kama kidogo, we are still struggling to take the ball forward. And but some instances they could get the counter and not to utilize them. I think those are some of the areas that McCarthy should work on, so that also 1-1 you cannot sustain it really.
What about their first touches?
they were also not good.
Exactly.
They were not good, and that's the reason.
Passing ability also not good.
In fact,